Hey, what's up guys? This is Ryan with Free Spirit. Today we're gonna walk through Nova. This is our newest tent to the FSR lineup. This is gonna be our hard shell offering for our fold out series. And so we're gonna walk through features, we're gonna walk through use cases, applications, the whole nine. So tune in, let's jump right in. All right, so let's look at the exterior of Nova. This is gonna be a double hard shell tent. Now, what does that mean for you? Double hard shell means that you've got your hard honeycomb aluminum here on the outside, on the top of the tent, and then your bottom is a hard slatted floor. So why do you need this, or why would you want this? Basically, you're able to save weight. You're able to still mount things to the top of your tent like you would with a standard hard shell. And then with the fold out design, you're able to double your footprint basically. And so when this is closed up, you have a very small minimal footprint, and then you're able to lay across your vehicle. So you're really utilizing the benefits of both a fold out tent and a hard shell tent, being able to maximize the space, being more efficient with the footprint on your tent, and then having your sleeping space across your vehicle allows you to really save in that way. And then again, with mounting to the top of your tent, that gives you all your accessories you want to mount. In our case right here, we've got crossbars on Nova, and then you can do your solar panels, your storage boxes, all of those things. All right, so let's talk about some other features or benefits of Nova. With your typical fold-out tents, you usually need support poles or some other piece of support underneath the side that folds out in order to support your floor. Now, in Nova's case, we have this static bar, which is a single piece of extruded aluminum that runs up and around the tent. Now, this has steel cables that run off of each side, and this is support on the back and on the front to support this floor. So you don't just need your ladder. You can use your ladder obviously, and that's the best way to get in your tent. But you can also have the support of this just as an extra safekeep, extra peace of mind. All right, so another cool benefit or feature of this tent specifically is with it being a hard shell, this is dual channel aluminum extrusion here. So you will have mounting options for say your showers or potentially awnings. And if this is high enough above your roof line would be really your use case for those two things. But if you want to mount your shovels or your axes, things like that, you can do that on the back of the tent. Definitely is an option back there if you have a mount that works for you. Okay, so let's talk about tent fabric. So we utilize the same principles on this tent, same design. We still use a mixture of our tech fabric and then our tri-layer insulated material. So your tri-layer will be on all of your large vulnerable areas, and that'll be your doors, your windows, and your ceiling. So that'll all be incorporated to help you maintain a temperature on the inside of your tent. If you need to put in, say, AC, or if you need to plumb in some heat, all of that will really hold really well inside of that tent and keep you, warm or cool depending on your climate. And then in addition to our fabric on the tent, we've integrated this rainfly across the entirety of the tent. And again, with this tent really being focused on simplicity, speed, and lightweight, with the integrated rainfly, there's no need for any of your spring rods or tent poles to be able to hold out any kind of window awnings. You have a large vestibule here that hangs over if you need to, say, have a lot of ventilation and you want to, say, kick back and kick your feet off the end of the tent. You can do that here and still have plenty of coverage and protection. All right, so let's talk about one last piece on the exterior of the tent here. So these are our upgraded ladder brackets here, which will come standard on Nova. So these are essentially a dumbed down version of what we've had in the past. In the past, with the high country, we've had your spring-loaded mechanism in which you would pull that out, hold it off to the side, and then let it collapse. So this is just push button on the end and pull right out. So this is really a no-brainer in terms of function, designed not to break. So this will be a really, really easy application and hopefully help you when you're out camping, really minimize complexity and things like that when you're setting up and taking down your tent. All right, so let's talk about the interior at Nova. As you can see, I've got a lot of headroom here, a lot more than your standard fold-out clamshell or fold-out soft shell tent. So this extra headroom is really nice, say if you just need a place to hang out. And that's really part of this design with Nova, having this extra headroom on one end and still having plenty of sleeping area on the inside. All right, so let's talk about this structure here. We call this our U-bar, and this tent actually has two, which is unique. So your front setup here is really simple, single push. This clicks into one place. You don't need to worry about trying to force it. It only goes into one section. And then when you want to tighten this vestibule that hangs over, we have some micro adjustments on the side that click into place, and you get as much tightness as you need. And then you have, of course, your overhead bar here where this collapses, pulls down. This will be something that creates extra structure for you overhead and keeps that nice and tight. All right, so all of your windows and your doors in this tent as well will have all of your elastic pegs that you can loop and secure all of your doors and windows out of the way in a secure location to where they're not flapping around. All right, so let's talk about interior storage in Nova. So we're gonna have 4 storage pockets around the tent, 1 on each corner. Additionally, overhead, we have our gear grid with your clear PVC for your tablets and your 2 mesh pockets on the other side. And then you've got 3 additional pockets under there. So you've got 10 total pockets around the tent. Additionally, overhead, you have got some hooks that are hanging down here, and then some in the corners, all the way around the tent to hang your lanterns, whatever you need to hang up. And then additionally, we've got our vent overhead to allow that condensation to escape. Just Velcros up and out of the way so it's not hanging down. Let's talk about sizes for Nova. So Nova, as you see it here, this will be our standard size tent. This will be your 2-person sleeper. You can compare it to a full-size bed. If you need those exact specs, you can check out our website, and that'll give you the details of exactly those numbers and give you the dimensions interior. Additional to that, we'll have a Nova King, and that's just as the name implies, that'll be a king-size bed. So that'll be your 4-person sleeper. Again, with those specs, you can check them out for exacts if you need those exact numbers on our website. And those will be the 2 sizes that we offer in Nova. Let's talk about the weight between Nova and Nova King. So in standard Free Spirit fashion, we're keeping the weight down. Nova, as you see it here, is 132 pounds. Nova King is 162 pounds. All right, so let's talk about application and who this tent is for. So with Nova and Nova King, obviously they'll have 2 different use cases. This Nova will fit on any car, from your below cab truck, your SUV, your small sedan, any car you've got. And that's the perfect 2-sleeper tent. If you need specifics, you can check our website. If you need more space, say you've got a family, big dogs, you name it, Nova King is gonna be your bet. And so that'll just adjust your application. You'll need to go above cab on a pickup truck, top of your SUV, you're safe. So it really just depends on your use case and how you wanna use this tent. All right, so just to wrap up, we've got some exciting elements that are gonna be included in this tent. So these accessories are gonna be ladder bag here, so you'll be able to store your ladder inside of your tent, and then crossbars as well. Crossbars will come with all of your Novas, Nova and Nova King, and you'll be able to mount whatever you need on top of your tent. Now, in addition to all of the things we've talked about today, you'll see some fun partnerships kind of brewing up this year. So you guys have already seen a little bit of one, and that's our partnership with Kingpin Equipped. So those guys put together just awesome exterior lighting for any kind of accessories. They do have light bars that fit really well on the center bar here and then on the bottom side of the tent when it's deployed, just to shed some light on your ladder and your foot space. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining us today. We have done a full walkthrough of Nova here, talked through some use cases. If you guys have any specific comments or questions, drop them in the comments below and we'll do our best to get back to you.